Antisocial acolytes.
The Iron Dome.
And we're not talking about our massive foreheads. That is not what the Iron Dome is.
I think my forehead's pretty.
Which one of our domes is more iron-like, you think?
Well, there was that one time when we were in like 7th grade when you walked into a air conditioner.
Oh yeah, I really got the bonking of my fucking
Yeah,
life.
you're fucking
apparently.
bleeding. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's definitely me. I'm the most thick-skulled out of the both of us. Yeah.
I've got a bronze dome over here. I'm not quite an iron.
A
You
cranium.
think that's the thing? Can we at least get a bronze dome in America?
Yeah, I mean, if Israel's getting one, why the fuck can't we
Yeah.
get one? That's not fair. I want one for my fucking apartment, dude.
I at least want like a wood dome. Can we get one made of wood, like a cat? What's those called? Like a
A terrarium.
those the trebuchet.
AOC apologizes after present vote on Iron Dome funding bill. Yes, I whip.
Wow, that is heartbreaking.
I like this really flattering picture of her. She looks like she's about to say the fucking F word. She's like,
When you go 5 minutes without acting like a complete Democrat.
but yeah, she looks like she just voted for this fucking thing. I mean, she didn't vote against it. She didn't vote for it. She voted present. And literally, it's fucked up because all the other members of the squad, maybe save for one, voted against it. Like,
Yeah, we should maybe break down what happened overall. We're kind of getting into it. So there was a bill in the House that was just kind of thrown up for funding Israel's Iron Dome. I believe it was supposed to be as a part of some other bill earlier this year.
like a funding
but
bill.
members,
Yeah.
something like that. Members of the squad, I believe, stopped it from getting added into that, but they like kind of redid it here. And at first, AOC and all of the squad, and I think like one Republican too, interestingly enough, all voted no against it. AOC originally voted with the squad no, and then changed it at the last second to president. So it's pretty much like abstaining from voting.
Her excuse is really cute, right?
Really feels like a really symbolic vote to do that, because it's like the vote's gonna get passed like regardless. She could have either had her vote, which was meaningless because it was gonna pass either way, be no to like stand in solidarity with like Palestinians with the squad and keep the respect that she still like has on the left from some people, or she could have voted yes for it. And some people speculate that the reason she may have changed her vote to be that she made a change it to be present is because she's having her district redistrict to include a high population Jewish community. But if that is the reason, then it's like, dude, you voted no to start with. Like that you're antagonizing both sides at that point, and like in a symbolic way, and literally accomplishing nothing and just pissing off both sides.
So what you have to understand, okay, you fucking incel, fucking dumb fucking bitch, fucking cunt, cock sucking piece of shit. So what you don't fucking understand, you fucking idiot, you fucking Nazi, is that she had to do this for political purposes. If she didn't do this, then the left would lose and they'd vote her out, and then what would we do? What would we fucking do if AOC
We'd have no one!
We'd have fucking no one in Congress, because the Jewish people are gonna vote her out because she is against Israel. Is that what you fucking want? This is a smart political move, you fucking idiot, you fucking piece of shit, fucking idiot fuck.
Wow, what a base take from Mr. Alt. So anyways, yeah, it's funny because her excuse is really cute right here. This is her sad little letter.
Yesterday, the House called to the floor a rushed $1 billion supplemental military funding bill for Israel's Iron Dome defense system. I want to be clear with our community that I'm opposed to this bill, but ultimately cast a present vote. My job as your representative is first and foremost serve with transparency and remain accountable to you, the people of New York's 14th Congressional District. First, let me begin with why I believe this bill should have been opposed. So basically, she just kind of goes on about the Iron Dome and why the reasons that voting no would have been good. So it's like, why didn't you just vote no then? So I'm skipping along here. I believe strongly that Congress should take greater scrutiny with all military funding across the world. I also believe that for far too long the U.S. has handled unconditional aid to Israeli government while doing nothing to address or raise the persistent human rights abuse against the Palestinian people. Then why are you not voting no? You are literally just being complacent with that then.
But she didn't vote. She didn't vote yes, though.
Oh, okay. That makes her righteous. I forgot. Wow. Here's kind of where she gets to as to why she changed her vote here. In addition to opposing the substance of the Iron Dome supplement bill, the process of bringing it to the House floor was deeply unjust. The legislative language itself was initially introduced earlier this week by way of an attempt to quietly slip this funding into routine legislation without any of the usually necessary committee debate, markup, or regular order. A funding leap this significant in a policy area that is already so charged and fraught for so many communities, particularly our own, deserves the respect for proper legislation. Unfortunately, that process did not happen, and the reckless decision by the House leadership to rush this controversial vote with a matter of hours and without true consideration created a tinderbox of vitriol, disingenuous framing, deeply racist accusations and depictions, and lack of substantive discussion on this matter. I want to be clear that the decision to rush this vote, virtually preventing any member from meaningfully consulting with their community, was both intentionally and unnecessary. So basically, her excuse was, I was rushed, so I changed my vote from no to present. What more do you have to debate on that, to be honest? At the end of the day, it's, do you fund the Iron Dome? That's, I mean, like, you can debate that if you want, but, like, even if you are being rushed as a leftist, like, at the end of the day, you know your decision's going to be no for that if you truly, like, want to stand up for Palestinians and their rights.
One of the most interesting arguments I've seen about this, it's not really interesting, it's pretty easy to obliterate with facts and logic.
Okay, Ben Shabibo.
But people will say, or people have said, oh, last week you fuckers were on about tax the rich dress and how that's fucking performative bullshit. Rightfully so, which it is. And now they're like, well, wouldn't this vote have just been performative since it was like fucking 400 to 2 or whatever, or to 9 or whatever?
Either way, the vote is performative, no matter what she votes there. So, like, why not, in that case, perform the correct way there?
Yeah, I mean, like, if you deem doing her job as performative, what's the point of voting for Medicare for all? We know it's not going to pass. Hell, let's never have it on the floor until we know it's going to pass. Like, it kind of goes back to force the vote, but also her job is to fucking vote on shit. Her record shows that she votes in a specific way. It shows you who she is. Hell, why didn't she just vote yes? Fuck it. You know? Like, that's not a good argument. Like, well, okay, why didn't all the squad just vote yes? They knew it was going to pass. They might as well be on the winning side of the vote.
Symbolic. Who cares? Why didn't everyone just vote president? Who cares?
One vote is symbolic. It doesn't matter if I go vote for president, but if me and 100 other people go vote for president, it changes. Like, voting does actually matter.
There's a difference between being symbolic in the sense of just wearing a dress to a, like, rich person set up, like, meeting thing, than between, like, being forced to make a symbolic vote and, like, choosing the right symbol to make in that scenario.
Yeah, and it's kind of silly to call it. That's like saying, oh, fucking scanning that item, like, it's your job. It's her job is to vote. Her job isn't to wear tax the rich dress to fucking Met Gala and make a big celebrity name for herself.
Maybe if this was a more, like, muddy, less cut and dry, like, legislation and thing that you were voting for, and she's like, oh, it was very rushed and I didn't want, and we had no debate, then maybe I could see some credence to that sort of excuse if it was like a very muddy, vague sort of bill. But this is very direct. Are we funding the Iron Dome?
Yeah, are we giving them an extra
$1 billion? We know what
$1
the
billion
Iron Dome is. We know what the word funding fucking
And she's
means.
already voted against it before.
To the point.
She's already voted against it before, so what the fuck?
There's no need for, if you are being rushed in this scenario, there is no need for debate. Like, ideally, yes, that would be great to try to sway other people in Congress if you possibly can, but if you can't, like, that's not a hard decision to make on the fly there.
Overall, what do you give AOC? Like, what on the leftist tier list, where would she be right now?
I had a favorable view of her, honestly. Like, it was crumbling with every, like, thing she did, and now it's just, like, fully crumbled. I'm like, I don't hate her or anything. Like, I'm not gonna be
like, vote
insane
out
about it. Yeah, but, like, she just does not excite me. I don't think she will genuinely fight for, like, leftist policies anymore. I think she's getting more and more Congress brain as the years go on.
Yeah, I think she's compromised pretty much. Like, I'm not going to say vote her out unless there's, like, if somebody comes along and they're even a marginally better leftist than her, then obviously, you know, replace her. But, like, I don't think people should be campaigning to replace her just because she's better than a Republican.
It's better than like most of the options that would end up replacing her. I'm like very sure of.
Better than any establishment Democrat, even marginally. I mean, she votes with Nancy Pelosi. Like, I think she votes with her 82% of the time or something like that, which is good. That's actually a pretty high amount. Let's find out. How often does AOC vote with Pelosi? Yeah, so 88%.
88.
So people will be like, oh, she agrees with her 88% of the time. She's compromised. But then you look at like her compared to, let's say compared to another Democrat, this random guy. Look how often they vote together, 99%.
Oh,
so AOC
shit.
actually, what is that one? What is Tlaib?
Rashida Tlaib.
See,
She's even higher than AOC.
See, 88%.
Yeah.
All the squad have a pretty consistent thing. So, I mean, they vote against Pelosi. It just kind of sucks because they have more power than they lead on. And since AOC is the unofficial, like, kind of head of that operator of the squad, there's a lot of pressure on her to do stuff, and she's unwilling to because she's a careerist.
My takeaway at the end of the day from this is this was the breaking point that would make me, like, in a future presidential election, if she were running, like, this has made it to where, like, if she's running for president, I'm gonna be looking for other options before I vote for her. And I'm like, okay, let's try to find another progressive running before I vote for AOC here.
I'd vote for Trump before I'd vote for her.
I would not go that far. I would definitely not go that far.
Sorry, that's the Jimmy Dore take. Oh, we found a way to own you, fuckers. Got him. Hey, if you like that, then make sure to ring the bell, subscribe, like the video, whatever the hell, and join us on our streams on Thursday. We stream on Thursdays, sometimes Mondays, random times of the week, but usually Thursdays, so make sure to subscribe for more videos like this.